Assalamu alaikum and good morning. Hi everyone. Today we are going to discuss about lesson number 5 based on lecture note PHP conditional statement. Right, so this topic is not very complex. It's almost the same with JavaScript conditional statement previously. And for PHP, there's a bit different based on syntax. Okay, so for today, I will focus on lesson number 5. And if you look into your lecture note, the code example also has been given. So you have to try and at your place and try to understand how the code of conditional statement works. Okay, number one, I'm going to talk about if statement. Number two, if else statement. Number three, if else statements. And the last one is switch statements. So based on conditional statement, this is the only scope that we cover for our web programming courses. If you're looking into more example, you can see a lot of other example, maybe beyond this syllabus, but for your final exam, we will cover only this part of conditional statements, right? So apart from conditional statement, there is another one that called loop that you have to also understand how to use PHP for looping. Okay, conditional statements normally used for different action that based on condition, right? So if you're looking into the categories of conditional statement, we have here one if statement, execute codes only if specific condition is true. This is the most basic conditional statements. Number two, we give more complex than the first one, if else statement. Number three, we give more complex than the second one, if else statement. And number four, switch statement is the most, I think among all, switch statement is among the best, the easiest and the simplified versions. Okay, so just a select one or many block of code that to be executed. All right. So number one, let's see if statement is a very basic idea. If you're looking into the if statement, same like JavaScript, we have if and we have a condition. Normally, condition we going to you have to know the skill how to convert condition into mathematical equations, right? And then if this condition fulfilled, this code under this block of code will be executed. Okay, condition, you see here, this is a kind of mathematical equation. The variables of age, you see the dollar sign representing variables of PHP, age greater than 18, and if the age is greater than 18, they will print or maybe echo here in PHP qualified for driving, right? So it's quite very simple logic. You have to put the variable first, the variable first, the value of variables, and then put the conditional statements. So this is the one. Right, this code you can see in lesson 5a.php. If you're looking into VS Code, you see here this is a coding for conditional statements. Normally we put age as a variables here. If age is greater than 18, they will print qualify for driving. Let's say we try not to follow. Okay, we save it and we look at the outcome. Okay, the outcome of conditional. Okay, a minute. Right, lesson 5, 5a. Okay, this is the output from this source code, right? You can see I give it left here. Okay, this is the coding, and this is the source code. Let's say we change this into something that not fulfill the condition, greater than 18. Let's say we put 15, right? What will happen? We're not giving any outcome because we changed this to 15 and it's not fulfilled the condition which is greater than 18, right? So that's the way how you have to understand the coding of conditional statement. It's not very difficult. It's almost the same like JavaScript. And also you can try to look into next slides. There will be the if-else statement, and then the programming here is 5b.php. You see, if else statements, if condition, and then you execute a code, else code to be executed if the condition is false. So this is true and this is false. So remember, when you want to use if else, you compare with if statement. When you want to use if else statement, you have to have two conditions at least. All right. Number one, true condition. Number two, false condition. Okay. For example, I make it simple. If you see the lesson, the source code of 5b.php, you see the first condition, the age is 15. If the age is greater than 18, it will print this. But if false, it will go here. So in this case, the value is 15. It means that it's false, and it will go. It means that this is true and this is false. Okay. So which one is true? Sorry, again. Age is 15 means that if this one is greater than 18, it will print qualified for driving. In this case, this is false and this is true. Okay, so it means that's why let's go for does not qualify for driving. Okay, see the source code. It's not very difficult to understand them. Let's go for the code. You see 5b. You see the value is 15. And then when the value is 15, it should go for this one. Okay, does not qualify for driving. Okay, let's see the outcome of this source code. Right, so let's go for 5b. Okay, does not qualify for driving. But if you change this value, let's say I change this to 20, of course it will be true for number one. Okay, the value also will change. Okay, qualify for driving. All right. It's not very difficult to understand. It's not. What I mean is, it's quite simple to understand them. Oh, yeah. Okay. All right. Qualify for driving. Okay. Now, for the next one, I want you to go by yourself, try to understand a more complex one. Okay. I'm not going to switch between code and presentation. All right. So that will save my time a little bit. So for more complex one, we go for if else. There's one condition here. Two condition. If else, there's another condition here. Right. So you can put another else and so on. Up to you. How many else you want to put? It depends. Okay. So the syntax is here. If condition number one. If condition number one, else condition number two, else condition number three, else condition number four, else condition number five. That's the way how it works. So if you're looking into the programming code, you see I put the value of books variable as maths. If the value of variable is maths, it's not math, it's math. If the value is true, variable book is true, they will give you history. It will print history books. Else it print maths, something like this. Okay, this is the output. Echo, echo, echo. Okay, this is condition number one, condition number two, condition number three, and so on. So let's see the code of the 5C PHP. From here, it's not very difficult as well. 5C. Okay, this is the 5C. Look, the output will be if, the value here is math, right? So if book value is math, then print something, okay? In this case, they will print maths book. The output will be maths book because the value of books is math. But if you change this to history, they will give you history books, okay? Right, that's the output. Right, so if we go more than that, you can see another one that called, let's see, switch statement. Okay, switch statement is not very complex. It'll make a simplified version of if-else statement, and your code will be more clean. All right. In the previous lesson, we used PHP else, if-else, okay, in order to execute different block of code for each different condition. All right. So as mentioned, we could use as many if-else is as we like. Means that it's up to you how many you want to put else if. Okay. If you have many conditions, PHP switch statement are more efficient way of doing this. Okay. Let's see how the switch statement is in actions. All right. So switch statement, straight to the point here. You see, we go for simple one, case A, case B, case C, case D, case F. And the default is unknown grade, something like that. So this is something that you can go for simpler code and shorter line of code. Right. If the grade A, it will echo good job. If the grade pretty good, B, it give you pretty good. If the grade C, pass. Okay, if the grade D, not so good. If the grade F, fail. Default, unknown grade. Right. Let's see how it works. Okay, 5D. Okay, so if you go to the 5D coding, you will see something not really difficult to understand. Again, it's straightforward. The last one of conditional statement. In this case, because of the value is A, right? You see, grade A, it will give you good job. This is the output. Okay, let's say I put it as C, and say it will become something different. It become bus, right? Okay, that's the conditional statement. I think let's say I put nothing, it will give you something else. Okay, it will go to the unknown grade. That's the defaults. This is the value of nothing. Means that not A, not B, not C, not D, not F. And if you put like that, it is true for default. It is false for the other cases. Okay, so that's the way how to programming with conditional statement. All right, thank you.